So here's what we got going on today. This is a lot more going on. So this is the Uno, the Si5351. This side is putting out let me think. I think it's, hold on. Okay, so clock 0 is putting out 160 megahertz. This goes into a limiter, a bandpass filter, and then a doubler, and then a notch filter, which I'm basically trying to drop out any extra carriers. It's not necessarily necessary on this. I just put it in there. This is the LO side of the mixer, the IF side of the mixer. Another high pass filter. This is a 0 to 500 megahertz RF amp. So coming out of here is so tiny that I can barely get a signal on it, so I put it through this amp. This is actually 451 megahertz and some change. Comes into this 0 to 500 megahertz RF amp. This is a frequency doubler, so that ends up at 902 megahertz, and it's a little complicated, but it seems to be working. So there's a little bit of drift, and then every once in a while you'll see it jog, and I think that's the TCXO. I think that's the TCXO, which is right here. Here, I'll show you an experiment. I'll touch that while it's transmitting, and you'll see the drift. And it's just the temperature of my finger changing the value of the TCXO. Yeah, so it goes so far off. I mean, I can blow on it and make it drift. Eventually it'll come back. Takes a little while. Okay, now I'm going to breathe on it. It's crazy. I hate TCXOs. My plan is to replace that 25 megahertz crystal with a 25 megahertz output from a GPSDO, and that'll resolve this drifting problem. I suppose it's okay for some applications, but it's definitely not okay for a beacon that I want to be spot on. But still, I'm at 902 megahertz now. Seems to be fairly clean. I don't see any spurs up here, so I'll make this wider. There's this and this. These are just birdies that are local. They're not from this setup. So let's see. Now I can widen this up to show. That's 2 megahertz. Let's look at 10 megahertz around it. Again, these are birdies. They're not related. Kind of a lot of junk going on here. This is a step attenuator, which in this setup I'm not even using it. It's just set at 0. Well, actually there's 30 dB of attenuation from clock 2 going into the IF. And I should take those off and experiment with that next. That's it.